What is up, everybody? Y'all know what time it is. 1 p.m. Eastern time. That means it's Alarm Fantasy Football. And guess what? It's Thursday. That means it's start, sit day. If you have lingering waiver or trade questions, we can get those too. But we got more information. We know what's going on here. Rankings are in, they're done. Get those questions in the chat, and we'll hit them today. As we've been doing with these shows, we're going to kick this one off with a family draft. Let me pull that up on screen. Before we do that, Howard Bender, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing very well. Doing very well. A little power outage yesterday in Juneau. Everybody got a little taste of Jen Piacenti on the Fantasy Alarm show again. So it was great to reconnect with her. In honor of her, I've still got my Shark Bet sweatshirt rocking and rolling here. So thank you, Jen. Appreciate you filling in. But let's get to it right now. We got a little draft going on here. That I am not a part of, but I will happily sit here and crap on everybody's picks. How about that?
Everybody except for Jiggin Team, because it is his first draft with us here. Shout out to him. He got his family badge upgraded over on the Discord, and he gets the first pick here. I didn't rig it. That's just how it went. So you can be mean to me, Icy Through, Mile High, Rodney, everybody else, Gringo, but give him a shot. It's his first time, Howard. It's his first time.
If you guys want to join in any of these drafts that we lead off these shows with, I mean, we're going to keep doing this straight through. So now is definitely the best time to get involved on this. You can either hit that QR code that you see right there, or you can go to fantasyalarm.com/draftersbb. Use the promo code ALARM. They'll give you an instant deposit match up to $100. And yeah, so let's get in on it. I mean, if you guys want to keep doing these drafts, we're more than happy to. We'd love the new signups here. We love seeing the new faces. It's not that we don't love seeing all the old faces here, but every time you get some new people in there, you turn them on to a new site. Again, what we love about drafters is that these contests fill. There's guaranteed prize money, but you're also not competing against 100,000 other people. Contests are smaller as drafters continues to grow. So take advantage of it right now, because also their contests, a lot of overlay, right? They're just getting started here, and overlay is what you're looking for. That's going to increase your chances even more of cashing. So jump on in, hit the QR code, or go to fantasyalarm.com/draftersbb. Promo code ALARM for that instant deposit match. So all right, so we've got a little contained draft here, Coop. First round in the books: McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, Lamar Jackson, CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, Saquon Barkley, James Cook, Jahmyr Gibbs. So I guess the question really is when you look at some of these players, do you question the matchups? I mean, what's your strategy coming in here has to be, more from a DFS angle and a straight up matchup angle, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a DFS game. It's a 1 week game. We got it in time to include the Thursday game, so I get to have Josh Allen against the lowly Dolphins this week. But yeah, you have to look at it from a weekly standpoint. So a lot of the big time chalk names are still going to be at the top of our rankings, but with only 8 teams here, you do have to split hairs a little bit. And I almost always go running back early, but I like some running back matchups later. So I started off with a wide receiver and with Josh Allen. Jaden Daniels is a little banged up. Jalen Hurts hasn't really been throwing the ball. I know he's got a couple rushing touchdowns, but I figured I'm trying to get a piece of the positions where I think it's a little bit thin at the very top. So going with a wide receiver and a quarterback, and we'll see what I do next. I might have a little plan here that fits in line with that.
It's what I like about the strategy of doing it as a straight draft like this, as opposed to a salary cap situation, like you're sitting there with like DraftKings or FanDuel, because you can sit here and you do these drafts, and yeah, it's about how thin the position is, and do you think there are some names that are down at the bottom that you can kind of pop that are going to pop that you can sit and wait on. One of the things that I do over at fantasyalarm.com, I do that DFS watch list that comes out every Tuesday. So it comes out every Tuesday, which means these Wednesday and Thursday drafts, you've got some good information, good matchup information about some of these players that you want to attack. So definitely a great way to get in on it. $10 drafts. What's the prize pool distribution here, Coop? What are you setting it at?
For this, so typically for the 10-team ones, I've been doing third place gets their money back, second place doubles their money, first place gets the rest. Since we only did 8 teams here, we're cutting it a little closer. Second place doubles their money, first place gets the rest. So second place gets $20, first place gets 60. I mean, you can't split it 3 ways and start. Now you're rewarding half the league in like an 8-man league with 3 winners. So only 2 today, folks. You got to be up top to get paid in this one.
Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize, you're fired.
Third prize is you're fired. Exactly.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
That's the way it
Coffee's
goes.
for closers. I'm jigging team obviously with the pick of the draft so far with Drake May, superstar, hottest name in football. So tough one here. What do you think? Drake May is a QB3?
Is Joey Porter even playing this game? I don't even know if Porter's playing. I guess that's the game that I want to kind of see. Joey Porter versus Christian Gonzalez, and which one of those guys is going to sit out. I mean, I get that he's got the rushing upside, but I just don't know about, facing off against that Pittsburgh defense. Is that Pittsburgh defense bad, or are they just kind of getting themselves up and running here? That's the issue.
They're not bad. They've just been missing people. Joey Porter didn't play this past week. He didn't practice yet. Also, Deshaun Elliott did not practice. So if those guys are out, then I don't see why we wouldn't have a, Jackson Smith and Jigba and Sam Darnold and them did just fine last week. But yeah, if those guys are playing, that's a big one for DFS, because on the other side, like, we like Rodgers and Metcalf, but if Christian Gonzalez is going to play, that changes the equation there too. So that's one we're definitely monitoring. Some guys just take Wednesday off regardless, especially if they're nicked up. So today we're going to get a lot of that information on some of these guys. So definitely keep an eye on those injury reports today. Today's a big one.
Gringo Loco sitting here with a Dallas Cowboys stack. Highest game total on the slate right now, 50.5 is where they've got it. He's got Dak Prescott, Javonte Williams, and CeeDee Lamb. So he's kind of covering all of his bases there. We'll see if he goes quad stack here with George Pickens and or Jake Ferguson. But I feel like the 3 stack is pretty helpful, more than enough for what he needs.
He did the triple stack yesterday, except it was with Dak Prescott, Pickens, and Jake Ferguson, if you remember, because he sniped Prescott on you yesterday in the draft. So he's all in on the Cowboys, all in for Gringo this weekend. It's not a bad move to be. I mean, it's a good place to be all in.
So that obviously leaves the question there, because you always need something coming back. I mean, if you really want a game to pop, I mean, think about what we saw, the Miami game this past week, Dallas against the Giants this past week. I mean, just the back and forth is what you're looking for in order to make that happen. I think that's one of the misconceptions that a lot of people do, is when they sit there and they look at, a stack, does the defense enable this game to turn into a track meet? That's what you have to do. Like, if I'm looking at, let's say I'm looking at a situation like Tampa Bay against the Jets, right? Are you going to stack Bucks? Do you think the Jets have the horses with Tyrod Taylor sitting under center? Do they have the horses to kind of keep this, worthwhile of a game? And the question, I personally don't believe that that's the case. It's the same thing. Like, are you going to stack Atlanta? Are you going to go with a Penix, Bijan Robinson, Drake London sort of a thing, or, mix Kyle Pitts in there because you think Carolina's going to come on, on the way back. So always tough to kind of figure out there which teams you're stacking, which ones you're avoiding.
Yeah. And that's the thing with that Cowboys one, is that, you ask yourself, like, which of the 2 Bears guys do you want, right? Is it going to be Rome Odunze? Is it going to be DJ Moore? I love the usage for Odunze, but it could easily be a DJ Moore game. So a lot of easy options there for him, though. He's going with DeAndre Swift. Look at that. So he thinks that they're going to be running the ball, and the Cowboys are going to have to chuck it on the way back. Not a bad play, right?
I mean, not a bad play. I mean, the question, that you have to ask yourself, I mean, obviously Swift is the leader of that backfield. Are they going to get Roschon Johnson more involved? You and I on the Fantasy Alarm Show tonight on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, we're going to go through, what's now going to be like a Thursday tradition here, looking at snaps, touches, and targets for both backfields and pass catchers, and figure out where we want to go. And I think I actually just wrote down something about Roshan Johnson versus Kyle Monangai. And, what kind of a split, who are we looking at between those two? And then what kind of a share are they going to get, behind DeAndre Swift? Is it going to be worth their while?
Yeah, that's the question of the day, because we know that in his heart, I think Ben Johnson wants to run some sort of split. He just hasn't had the opportunity yet. I'm going with Ted McMillan here. First 2 games as a rookie, 9 targets and then 10 targets. Has the 100-yard game this week. Let's go. I know he doesn't like to be called Tetaroa or Nalo is what he likes to be called. I got to stop with that habit. But just such a convenient nickname. It would be nice.
Nalo? Where's Nalo coming from?
I think he's a Hawaiian. So that I found a press conference actually, which his mom was a part of. And they asked him, they were like, "You told us you don't like being called Tet. Why is that?" And he was like, "I can actually have my mom speak to that." And his mom stood up and was like, "Look, I named him Tetaroa. So you can call him Tetaroa, or you can call him what we call him, Nalo. But that's what his name is." And then he said, "Also, my nickname T-Mac," and she approved of that too. So Tet, I guess, is out. T-Mac, Nalo, and Tetaroa are in.
Oh, great. I can't wait for those questions to come in again, right? More of that T-Mac. Is it McLaurin or is it McMillan? Which way are we going to go?
Yes.
With all of that.
Perfect.
All right. Well, let's talk about Jiggins' team here, because, this is his first time doing this draft. McCaffrey's a no-brainer. Obviously, the question is Justin Jefferson, is he going to gel with Carson Wentz, right? We talked a little bit about Drake May. Tony Pollard is hopefully a volume play, but we haven't seen him develop. Justin Mason, stacking Vikings here in this one. Justin Mason's Jordan Mason, my bad. Justin Mason from the fantasy sports world. What's up, Justin Mason? So here we go. Jordan Mason, Sam Laporta, Tyreek Hill. I mean, aside from the pairing of Jefferson and Mason here, the draft just, it seems a little all over the place. There's not a lot of correlation that I'm looking at here. Does that even matter to you? Or is he just building this like a cash game lineup? Yeah, and just hoping that each one of these guys performs?
I think he is, and I think that's fine in here. I did that last week in this one. I came in second. I had no correlations in mind. I just taken best available player. If you're going to play something like the Whale, which is another contest over there where there's only 5 people, and you're going up against 2,500, that's where I'm leaning into the correlations and making sure that I have like insane upside and on that front. But in here, if it's just the 8 of us playing, I just got to beat another 7 of these guys, 6 to finish in the money. I'm just taking best available, and that's how I've been operating so far. So it looks like from what I'm seeing, I was just kind of pulling it up. Christian Gonzalez did return to practice, so maybe not the best spot for DK Metcalf. I'm going to go with Mr. Breece Hall here. I know it's Tyrod Taylor, but I think he can run the offense as well as Justin Fields, if not maybe slightly better. So leaning into the PPR format with my 2 running backs here, Kamara and Breece Hall. We'll see what happens. But I got Josh Allen and Brock Bowers. Can't go wrong there.
Yeah, I just want to go back to the roster construction, because I think it's a great point. When you're sitting there and you're looking at like cash game lineups versus GPP tournament lineups, and a lot of people, when you're playing in a large field tournament, a lot of people are going to stack because they're hoping that that stack is going to pop. You've seen it with the number of spaces, number of contests where that low owned stack that pops off goes nuts, and then you've got like some chalk plays in there as well. So that's definitely one of the things. Everybody's like, everybody's trying to find that dart throw, right? Like that Alec Ayamanor, and can I get him in there for 3,100, and is he going to pop? And a lot of people sit there and they kind of try that. I don't necessarily always subscribe to it unless it's somebody who's a dart throw who I'm really convinced is going to do something like that. But yeah, that's one of the things that, if you're stacking versus non-stacking. So when you're looking at these drafters contests, contained drafts, you can build it like a cash lineup. Sure, you can stack if you want to, but you can also build it as a as a cash game lineup. So you're just looking for high floor, 0 fat, because if somebody's stack doesn't pop the way they want, or if there's, 2 out of the 3 hit, but the third one doesn't, your high floor, zero fat lineup that you built like a cash game, that's the one that kind of turns out, pretty nicely. It's why I always play my cash game lineups into all of my GPP tournaments, just on the off chance that that's what happens.
Yep, I love that strategy. That's the way to do it. And in this something like this, I'll use it as a tiebreaker for sure. But for me, I'm going value. So I ended up with no correlations. We'll see how it pans out. So thank you guys for joining us, especially Jigging with the first one. Anyone that wants to play with us, we're going to be running these next week as well. Jerry Nelson, I know you're trying to get signed up, so we'll reserve you a spot for either Wednesday or Thursday. You're in. But anybody else, get signed up at fantasyalarm.com/draftersbb. Use promo code ALARM. They'll match 100% of your deposit up to 100 bones, and then you'll be in and ready to rock and roll when we get the drafts going next week. So
one thing I'm just gonna say this to everybody out there, right? Just pay attention. These new DFS sites, right? Like any of them, prop pick sites, drafters, best ball sites, like anything like this, they are jumping through a ridiculous number of hoops to, for regulations and getting signups, and banks everywhere are always hyper sensitive to potential scams and things like that. And the bank is trying to protect you. Right. So don't leave it to the last minute is what I'm saying. Get signed up now, deposit now, have everything ready so that when Coop and I, send out the links, all you have to do is click on the link. Do yourself a favor, because there are some places where they want proof of ID. So you're going to have to upload a picture of your driver's license or something to that effect. Again, these aren't it's not a scam thing. It's just a matter of protecting your identity, your bank accounts, because it's all going to be linked together with their site. So if you do want to join us for these drafts, just do yourself a favor. Don't wait until the last minute to do your sign up and your deposit, because by the time that you get it all set and situated, you've missed the draft. So do yourself a favor. Just plan ahead a little bit. I know it can be tough. We're all busy. We all have a lot of stuff going on, but just plan ahead for it. We're doing these drafts every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's Tuesday Whale, contained drafts on Wednesday and Thursday with the family. So if you know that that's all coming up and you want to be a part of it, just sign up now. fantasyalarm.com/draftersbb, promo code ALARM. That's my pitch, and I'm done.
That exact thing that you had mentioned happened to Gary Haddow yesterday, the winner of Scott Fishbowl 9. He wanted to draft with us, tried to get in last minute, and took a couple minutes to get set up. And by the time he did, we were already full. So get in there and get set up so you can jump in right when we're ready to go.
There you go. Jerry Nelson right there. That's what they want from me. Picture of my license. You have to take a clear picture of the front of your license and a clear picture of the back of your license. Then you have to upload it. Again, it's all just to protect you. They don't give a shit where you live. They just want to know if the state is legal. If the state is legal and you have an ID that says that you reside in that state, good job. Good job.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for getting set up and getting joined with us on that. But time to get to your questions. If you have start sits, get them in the chat now. Please, please, please help us help you. No Jay Williams, no T-Max, no nickname you and your buddies like to call Ramondre Stevenson. Please give us as the information we need to help you. Let us know if it's PPR. Let us know if it's half PPR. Whatever you can to help us help you. So get those questions in. And if you want to cut the line, there is a way to do it. If you hit that join button on your screen and become a member of the YouTube, your stuff will show up to us. It'll be all highlighted and you can just skip the line. That's especially helpful for tonight's start sit show at 7 to 8 and the one on Sunday morning at 11 to noon Eastern time. That one, you're going to want that. So without further ado, first question in the chat today. Are you ready, Howard Bender? Need two PPR, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, or J.K. Dobbins? A tough one.
I mean, it is a tough one here. And looking at the matchups, I mean, right now, off the top of my head, I'm going to say DJ Moore and Michael Pittman, right? I mean, DJ Moore in that game against the Cowboys, I'm not going to sit here. Do I believe that Rome Odunze right now is the wide receiver one? Yes. But will DJ Moore get plenty of work against this weak-ass Dallas secondary? Yes, I do think that he will. Chargers run defense, it's okay. It's not terrible, but it's not, it's not the worst in the world there. So I'll take in a PPR format. I'll take the 2 receivers.
Absolutely. And Michael Pittman, 8 targets week 1, had the tough matchup with Denver last week, but still got 5 targets. Like, he's back to being dialed in as the top wide receiver on that team. So I have no problem with Michael Pittman. I got him in a lot of places, and he's in a lot of lineups for me. AA, half PPR, start 2 of Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Troy Franklin, Nick Chubb, Chris Olave. So Keenan Allen's been involved. It's kind of been a 3-way spread over there. They're not using the tight ends at all. DJ Moore, we just gave the upside case. Then, of course, you got Terry McLaurin and probably a waiver, the hottest waiver ad this week, Troy Franklin. So,
yeah, I mean, the thing about I don't mind the Troy Franklin play. I would probably go DJ Moore and Keenan Allen if I'm actually, I would actually go with Keenan Allen here, because if you're looking at the corners for Denver, right, and who they're going to pay attention to, they're going to pay attention to Quentin Johnson. They're going to pay attention to Ladd McConkey. Everything that Denver does, because their corners are so strong, they funnel everything across the middle, and that's kind of where Keenan Allen thrives.
Yeah.
At this point right now. Terry McLaurin, I don't know what's going on with Jaden Daniels. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Is he going to be mobile? Is he not going to be mobile? I'm not 100% sure on that. Franklin, Chubb, Olave. I'm probably just going to go with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore here.
The latest update that I saw was that Cliff Kingsbury said that Jaden Daniels is mentally preparing to play while Marcus Mariota is getting all the practice reps. So until Jaden Daniels is actually physically preparing to play, we're going to assume that he is not in there. So I'm with you. Let's go Allen. Let's go Moore. Is Bender still stuck in a blizzard? As you can see.
I was never stuck in a blizzard. Just a torrential downpour with heavy winds knocking down lines. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Bill or Jaylen Warren. Warren has gotten a good role lately. Bill, of course, his role is expected to increase. They actually listed him at the top of the depth chart for the first time this year. So, maybe telling us a little something.
I mean, they have to be telling us a little something. But what's your Patriots run defense looking like?
Good. It's that's actually the one part of the team that's looked good lately. Up front, Joe Milton and Christian Barmore have been not only good against the run, but they're creating pressure from the inside. So I actually would go Jaylen Warren here. Not to mention Aaron Rodgers this week came out and said, every time we throw the ball to Jaylen Warren, good things happen. Maybe we'll do some more of that. So I like the sound of that, right?
So you're in on Jaylen Warren. Even though the Patriots run defense is really good, you're still going with Jaylen Warren.
I'm still going Warren with the passing.
Because of the passing.
Yeah. Okay. With Bill, he hasn't caught a ball all year. And
no, I know.
They still have Jeremy McNichols and these other guys. So the run D is good, but I think Warren's gonna be in PPR is gonna be fine. If this was standard, I'd probably just go Bill.
Cool.
2 for PPR, McLaurin, Devontae Adams, Breece Hall.
I mean, I'm going Devontae Adams and Breece Hall.
Yeah, Devontae Adams is getting peppered with targets again.
Until like Coop just said, and I'm going to blanket statement this because I'm going to give all my answers like that. Until I know that it's Jaden Daniels under center, I'm not subscribing to the Marcus Mariota world. I'm just not going to do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm with you, man. See, sometimes you can get a swap and it's not a huge downgrade, especially if it goes from mobile QB to the backup. A lot of those guys can throw the ball fine still, but you're going from like Joe Burrow to Browning, or going from Jaden Daniels to Mariota. Those are big downgrades. So if that's going to happen, we're keeping those guys out if we can. Would you trade AJ Brown and Tracy for Swift and Ted McMillan? I would consider. I mean, that's not a crazy trade. Tracy's. I'm a Tracy fan. His value is potentially taking a big hit with the Cam Scatterbo work, and McMillan has 19 targets over 2 weeks here. I think I would do it. I think I would go Swift and Tet.
Yeah, I would probably do that. You're getting a running back who is getting the touches. Tracy and Scatterbo are fighting with each other. I love AJ Brown, but if McMillan is really going to be getting that kind of target share on the regular, which we said he would probably get a 25 to 30% target share anyway, it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, and you need the running back more in that situation because Algier and White and Tracy, those guys aren't really cutting it. I don't even know. You probably just have to start Algier at this stage.
No, he's got Etienne, Bucky, Chase Brown.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'd still do the deal.
Start sit QB Baker or Goff. Okay, first one.
I'll take Baker. Goff on the road in Baltimore doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah, I have Baker ranked ahead. Baker, I mean, with all the injuries and stuff going on, Baker's still like a top 5 option here. Two wide receivers out of McConkey, London, and Flowers. It's hard to go away from Flowers right now with the volume he's getting, and this is going to be a potential shootout here with the Lions against a lot of man to man. So I'm going Flowers as one.
Okay,
but what do you think, McConkey or London?
I would probably go with McConkey. Just, I mean, I have them like both real close to each other. I actually would probably go. I mean, I have all three of them like right next to
Me
each
too.
other. Right. So, if it's going to be a shootout against Detroit, then you go with Flowers and you have that share on Monday Night Football, which kind of just opens up also, some possibilities for you in case anything does happen. McConkey versus London, I would probably go with London.
It's half PPR.
Atlanta has to throw as much as the Chargers might have to, but again, you're going to have McConkey dealing with that, that Denver secondary, which is problematic.
Yes, and half PPR definitely favors London over McConkey. If it was full PPR, that might change things a little bit, but I'm with you on that, Bender. London ran 100% of the routes last week, so this shoulder business, don't worry about it. Two RBs out of Chase Brown, Derrick Henry, and J.K. Dobbins. First two, right?
Yeah, you got to go Chase Brown with Browning under center and Derrick Henry. You never sit Derrick Henry. You absorb a 25-yard day and say, it is what it is. You don't ever sit Derrick Henry. It should never be 2 socks. It should never be a question.
Never question with Derrick Henry. Pittman, Egbuka, Sutton, or Shakir, one in the flex. Definitely not Shakir.
Let's see. Where do I have them all kind of listed here?
Egbuka's facing the Jets, Bender. What do you feel?
Yeah, I feel like
Michael Carter. Is he good?
Sauce is going to be Michael Carter's not really that good. Sauce is going to be sitting there on Mike Evans. I would probably just go with Egbuka, just for all the middle of the field, the underneath routes. I think all that's going to happen for him, as opposed to I love Sutton and I love Pittman, but I think Egbuka gets the bigger play with Mike Evans being preoccupied.
I have my rankings in front of me, and I do have Egbuka 2 spots ahead of Sutton, and then I have Pittman and then Shakir. So I'm same way as Bender on that. We're going Egbuka here. And the thing about Egbuka is, it's like you got to start him while you can, because who knows when Godwin gets back. But for the time being, he's still the man. Here we go. QB Mahomes, Kamara, Taylor, Javonte Williams, Scatterbo, wide receiver. What would you give? What would you give for Evans or McConkey? What would you trade for Evans or McConkey? Well, you're not going to trade your tight end or your quarterback.
No, I mean, if you give like Scatterbo with like Ridley, Myers, Keenan Allen, like if I'm looking to do like a 2-for-1 deal here to get Evans or McConkey, I'm not giving up Kamara, Taylor, or even Javonte Williams for that matter, just because of your depth situation.
Right.
I'm not giving up Devontae or Lamb either. So those guys I would definitely hold. And I'm not giving up Bowers. So pick 2 out of Scatterbo, Kupp, Ridley, Wandale, Myers, Keenan Allen, Troy Franklin. Pick 2 of those guys and make offers.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Because that is going to enhance your starting lineup without hurting your depth. Half PPR, Diggs, Christian Kirk, or Ridley need one. Is Christian Kirk officially up and running?
He's supposed to be playing here, but I'm not gonna, again, until I see CJ Stroud getting his head out of his ass and actually like reading defenses properly, I'm not ready to put Christian Kirk in there. I would probably just throw Ridley in there just for, a volume play.
Yeah, Ridley is running he's running like 90% of the routes, leading that team in routes week in, week out, and targets too. So it's Ridley for sure. Superflex PPR question for you guys. Should I start Browning as my QB2, replacing Purdy, or just start somebody like Pollard? Here's the rule of thumb is that in Superflex, because of the floor for these quarterbacks, you need to have a player that you can pretty safely predict to get you 10 to 15 points, like a floor of 10 to 15 points, because the quarterbacks, even on their bad days, are going to get you 12 or 13. It's really hard for a quarterback not to go out and give you a great floor. So like you really do need to have a star in that spot. And Pollard isn't necessarily a star. Upset pick of the week: Rams beat the Eagles. Ani Coop's gonna like hearing that. So we'll see. What do you think about that upset pick, Bender?
Rams
The
over the
refs
Eagles.
gonna a little more scrutiny from the refs on that tush push business and a little false start action, lining off offsides.
Yeah. I could. I mean, can I see it happening? Sure. But can that front seven get to Matthew Stafford, who's kind of flat-footed at times? Yeah, he can. So, if that's your pick of the week, that's awesome, man. I hope it hits for you there, Jerry. I'm not taking the Eagles in any kind of survivor pick. So, by all means, buddy. What's the money line for that upset? Plus 155. So not terrible at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting spread. Only three points at home for the Eagles. That is that's odd. Yeah, maybe the tush push is dead. Pearsall or DK Metcalf. We just got it's still unstoppable. DK Metcalf, we got news. Christian Gonzalez is a go for this week. Does that change things for you enough to go Pearsall?
I mean, is Christian Gonzalez going to shadow DK Metcalf? That's the question.
So the problem you run into with this particular team, he doesn't with every team, but this team only runs out 2 wide receivers because of Arthur Smith, right? So it's like just Calvin Austin and Metcalf. So he's going to be on him for most of the day. Some of these teams that have like 3 wide receivers and they're moving people around, it goes differently. With the way this team plays, that's going to be a matchup.
Well, I will say this then. I mean, listen, I think Pearsall's a great play here. The only thing that I look at when I see DK Metcalf is the narrative I was talking about the other day. Aaron Rodgers is 1 touchdown pass away from 4th all-time on touchdown passes. He's tied with Brett Favre right now. The next touchdown pass that he throws puts him into the record books. DK Metcalf is 1 touchdown reception away from 50 career. And Aaron Rodgers gets his guys to that spot. He always does. He always has, and he probably always will. So you might not get a ton of yardage, but I think there's a pretty good chance. And you know what? I'm going to look up what the anytime touchdown bet is for our good friend DK Metcalf. It's at plus 170.
Yeah. Plus, he's going up against a corner that has not practiced for like months. So, you never know with those situations. So I could buy it, especially in half PPR. So, yeah, Metcalf it is. Would you boys think Jalen Wright is Achane handcuff or more Ollie? So the thing about Achane is that he is a very odd back. They motion him all over. He plays a ton of wide receiver. So the guy that would inherit his role is Jalen Wright. Ollie is just kind of his own beast right now. And Ollie, his role would be good if the team is good, but the team's terrible, man. Worst vibes.
And he hasn't done shit for the first 2 weeks, right? He hasn't done anything at all. So
yes, if you can get Jalen Wright into an IR spot, that's what I would do. Keon Coleman.
IR spot. He's off IR. He's ready to go. He's playing tonight.
Oh yeah. All right, let's go then. Yeah,
$2,000 in a showdown lineup.
Ooh, baby, get Jalen Wright in there then. Keon Coleman or Travion Henderson?
I'm going to go with Keon Coleman here. I would love to say use Travion Henderson, but we were told last week that he was going to see an uptick in workload. That never showed up. And that was a game against Miami. That was like a back and forth kind of a game. And yet Henderson was just he just wasn't on the field enough to like really make any kind of an impact. They kept Ramondre going there. So Keon Coleman against a soft Miami secondary, who doesn't rank particularly well against wide receiver ones. That's where I'm going.
Keon's the guy. And I'll tell you, it's funny. They were like, oh, we're going to shake up the backfield. That's what they said. And everyone thought it meant Travion, but it actually meant more Antonio Gibson and less Travion Henderson.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Not good.
Joke's on you. They didn't even lie. They did switch it up. What's up, fam? What up, Ethan? What's happening, buddy? Need 2. Pittman, Tillman, Benson, Judkins, Sampson, Christian Kirk. We're not going to go Kirk where he's got to be desperate measures to go Kirk. I'm probably just going to go Pittman and Tillman, man. Unless you want to go Judkins here. But Tillman leads the league in routes run. And Pittman, is the top target on his team.
You're also dealing with a rookie running back against a very, very formidable front seven of Green Bay.
Yeah.
Home game or not, I'm with Coop here on the Pittman-Tillman side.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing more and more Dylan Gabriel with this Browns schedule. It's not great for what they're doing right now. Love or Daniels? Look at that. That is, I can't believe we're living in this world, but we are.
I can't
Daniels,
believe we're living in a world where we're saying Daniel Jones here over Jordan
I kind
Love.
of want to, right? I kind of want to. Love has looked good, but he's looked good from an NFL standpoint, running a very clean game.
Mhm.
Clean games don't necessarily help us in fantasy. We want just like chaotic shootout games. I don't know if we're going to get that. So I'm going to go Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones it is. Mobile upside. 3 rushing touchdowns so far for him. Need one RB, 1 flex. Swift, Hubbard, Wilson.
I mean,
Continue
I'm
to-
gonna go with the running backs here. Obviously I love Chuba Hubbard. And the volume that he sees is fantastic. And it doesn't matter if they're winning or losing, he's still on the field all the time. And then Swift in that Cowboys Bears game, I have to kind of lean into that. Garrett Wilson, I agree that Tyrod Taylor is a better passer than Justin Fields, but I'm just not gonna, and I don't love that Tampa secondary, but I just can't, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go Swift and Hubbard.
Right. And just, we just sit back and hope that Wilson on your bench has a good week and he's usable for any games that Fields misses. Do you drop Fields or Dak for Howard's favorite nickname in the Indiana Jones?
I mean, I'm not dropping. Why would you drop Dak?
Can't drop Dak.
Daniel Jones. Why would you do that? Like, this is a quarterback who has to throw the football a lot. Think about the Cowboys like you thought about the Bengals last year. Shitty defense, have to throw. That's what Dak Prescott is this year. So absorb that. Hold on to that. Justin Fields versus Daniel Jones, that you can kind of throw that up there right now. I mean, that's where to go. You could do it, right? Because Fields isn't playing this week. And, I don't know. But I mean, you have to really believe that Daniel Jones is going to be the guy all season long. And I'm not saying like that he's going to lose his job, not to Anthony Richardson. I'm just saying, is he going to be a legitimate option all year long?
Yeah, you don't do it, and here's why. Because you're starting Dak no matter what this week, right? Against the Bears, 51 point over under. They just let 52 points up last week. And Dak doesn't have his bye week until week 10. So, like, you're probably just starting Dak this whole time. So just stick with the biggest upside play, which is Justin Fields. Start 2, Waddle, Pearsall, Hollywood, Dobbins, and Judy. Waddle is nicked up. I think he's going to go. But once again, Waddle is hobbled and waddling around. One of the main reasons that Bender almost never drafts him. But of this crew, is he a guy for you?
No, he's not. I'd rather go Pearsall. And I'd probably go Hollywood here just because, I think we talked about this yesterday, right? Kansas City 0-2, visiting the Giants. The Giants are like the ultimate of slump busters. I don't think Xavier Worthy's playing this week. I'm not 100% sure. I would definitely check on that. If Xavier Worthy is not playing, then I'm going to start Hollywood. If Xavier Worthy is playing, then I'm going to start Dobbins. Pearsall and Dobbins, or Pearsall and Hollywood. That's my call.
Yeah, I like that. That's the way to do it. Xavier Worthy last update was limited at practice, so we don't know for sure. So that should be the deciding factor for you, whether or not he's playing. Full PPR, start 2 in the flex. Debo, ETN, Warren, James Conner. Man, those are some good players.
Yeah, I'm not sitting James Conner. No. I'm not sitting Conner. And listen, ETN, it's a tougher matchup here against Houston. They've got good speed on the outside of that front seven. But he's not really. Bashal Tutin played like 25% of the snaps last week. Yep. I don't really see him, as long as ETN is performing at the level that he's performing at. I don't see Liam Cohen making any kind of a change.
Nope. And Debo is going to have a backup quarterback. So, and Warren's got the tough matchup with the Patriots. So it's ETN and James Conner from me as well. PPR league, start 2 of these 3: Rome, Tet, or Garrett Wilson. I think
I
we're
thought we
shying away
weren't
from.
calling him Tet anymore, people.
Yeah, well, I guess we are. Call him whatever we want.
Roman Tet, then. Those are my calls here.
Yeah, we're shying away from Garrett Wilson this week. We already did that. Big Gorilla, Flex 1, Devonta Smith, Monty Coleman, Butte. I like Devontae Smith still.
Yeah, me too.
May or Murray at QB? It's still gotta be
Um,
Murray, man.
yeah, I gotta go Murray against San Francisco. Road, gonna be throwing.
Yeah. Love that quarterback pairing, though. Keenan, Coleman, Chubb, Worthy. It's a full PPR and it's tight end premium, but no tight ends listed. I think it's Keenan.
Um,
You can
I
go,
mean,
the upside play is Coleman, but the
yeah,
safe play is
Coleman's the
Keenan.
upside play. Yeah, and then the final flex is Devontae Smith also.
Yep, agreed. Ramondre or Cortland Sutton? Ramondre, good usage lately. Tough defense with the Steelers, or Cortland Sutton, who's the guy. Yeah, we don't expect Troy Franklin to outperform him again this week.
Yeah. I'd probably go with Sutton here. Just, I mean, although I don't know, Pittsburgh's run defenses look kind of suspect, hasn't
Yeah.
it?
Well, that's the thing, is that TJ Watt is like a disruptor, but you can get him on like kickouts and draws and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I might have to go with Ramondre here. Pittsburgh's allowing 150 yards per game. They've already given up 4 rushing touchdowns on the season.
right.
So
Until this big swap happens, Ramondre is getting the work in all phases. It's not even a situation where Henderson's like the 2-minute drill back. Ramondre is getting the more snaps in every situation. So Ramondre it is. Should upgrade my RB1 in my squad. I currently have Chase Brown, K9, Brees Hall, Javonte Williams, CD London, Ridley, Pearsall, and Godwin. I just like that team. I think that's a good team.
yeah.
I don't know if I would if you can package up like Javonte and a wide receiver for just a better player because he's your RB4, then I would do it if you can.
Yeah.
But that's just a good squad. Need a RB and a flex, full PPR. Pittman, Sharbs, Hunt, Franklin, Tracy.
I'll just go Pittman and he needs a running back out of this
running
crew.
back, yeah. It's Pittman and the flex. Maybe just Tracy, man, because there's a chance that Tracy still is at least at that 50-50 with Sharbs and getting the pass work, right? Because those other guys, like, I'm not starting Kareem Hunt. He's been terrible. He's looking 30, and he is 30.
He's looking 30. Yeah. I mean, I guess the question is do you think Sharbs gets enough work in this one here? At home game for Seattle, going up against the Saints. They could have this one fairly well in hand. I think I might actually do that as opposed to,
banking on the pass work for Tracy.
Banking on the pass work for Tracy, especially because Cam Scatterville catches passes too. And he's a little bit more durable and tougher to bring down in space. So I think I would go Sharbs, and then I'd probably go Pittman.
Yeah, Pittman's got to be the guy. Good. We like adding guys like Franklin and Alec Ayamanar and just kind of watching what they're doing and seeing how sustainable it is. And then we'll get them
this one already.
Good.
We answered that already.
More big gorillas. We did that. Where are we? Okay. Pearsall, Coleman, or Merritt? Pearsall's probably the most reliable of that crew.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I like Pearsall there.
Yeah, against Arizona, sure.
Kyle Shanahan getting in front of he must have been hearing Howard Bender on those airwaves because he's getting in front of this Mac Jones controversy early, saying that there is no controversy. As soon as Brock Purdy's back, he's the starter. And he even said, there's nothing Mac Jones can do on the football field to change our situation. So.
Well, yeah, you know why he was told that? Because they stupidly gave Brock Purdy that contract. I was already arguing with some dude, some knucklehead on Instagram about that. He was all sorts of pissed off. How do you think that Mac Jones can do what Purdy does? I don't know. Maybe because he just did it. Because he literally just did it.
Signed through 2030. Tons of guaranteed money, no trade clause.
Oh, it's so bad. Like, how do you not learn? Like, this was the whole thing the whole argument I had with Jim Bowden, right? Jim Bowden, who desperately was like saying that quarterbacks automatically get paid. Good quarterbacks always get paid, so their cost shouldn't go against the salary cap. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, it's so clearly obvious that you're sitting here looking at Dak Prescott getting $60 million a year for doing a job any other normal QB could do. Dak doesn't have the rushing upside anymore. He's coming off of that ankle issue. Like, why would you have given him that kind of a contract? It was the dumbest thing ever. And now he's trying to find his way out of it because he knows that it's the dumbest contract ever. And when they gave Brock Purdy that contract, I said it. It was the dumbest contract in the world. So stupid.
That from Jim Bowden is literal Jerry Jones propaganda. That is like exact propaganda from Jerry Jones's mouth. FFF for reals. This is my guy right here. We were talking hot peppers on one of the shows, and he sent me the hottest peppers I've ever had in my whole life. Two of these things were nuts. The other ones, were a good mix of flavor and heat. Two of them are literally inedible. So thank you for sending those, man. That rocks. Wide receiver 2, Keon, Waddle, Troy Franklin, or Diggs?
Keon Coleman for me.
Keon Coleman. Leaning Waddle, but Waddle's banged up, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going there.
Dude, Waddle sucks.
Yeah. Morning, fam. Cam Ward or Tua?
Ugh.
Gross.
Ugh.
I like Cam Ward.
You like Ward?
I mean, Tua has been pretty bad.
He's pretty bad. He doesn't have to. He's going to have to throw, though, a bunch. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I would at this point still go Tua. I don't love it. I definitely don't love it, but I would go Tua, I think.
Go Tua. And then Chuba or ETN? Good problem to have, Angie.
Yeah, right? Chuba for me.
Chuba. Yeah,
it's always going to be Chuba for me.
Chuba's operating on all phases here. Took those pass downs back. How's it going, boys? Got offered Hampton for Javonte. I mean, I would stick with Javonte Williams right now. I don't see why anything would change for him. Things are changing for Hampton a little bit.
Yeah, he's already losing some snaps to Najee, which we expected to see. By the end of the season, could Jadon Blue be that guy in Dallas? Maybe. Could Amari and Hampton have the majority of that backfield in Los Angeles? Maybe. But for right now here, there's nothing stopping Javonte, and I would kind of rock it with him.
Yep, I'm fully with you on that. All right, we got to go rapid fire here. 4-point rushing TD. I don't know if I've ever seen that. But, I mean, that's a terrible format for Drake May.
It is. Caleb Williams. Got to throw.
Yes. You think there's a fair dynasty trade? Give up Ricky and get Ricky in a first round for Jalen Warren in a second round? I would keep Ricky in the first round for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Better start 2, Trevion Henderson, Bashal Tootin, or Rachaad White?
Henderson.
I think that's where I go Henderson, yeah. They want Henderson to be in there. I know Tootin hasn't gotten up to the level we want to see yet. And LaQuinn Allen's still playing some pass downs, which is very annoying. Who to flex? Ridley, Hampton, Keon, or Troy Franklin? I got like Ridley there.
Yeah, let's go Ridley.
Yeah. I don't know if you discussed BTJ. I got a request for ETN and Pearsall for BTJ. I don't know. I'm a little bit scared of this wrist issue, but people have been trying to buy low on BTJ from me as well, and they've been trying to buy Ashton Genty from me. Not necessarily guys I wouldn't trade, but I think you're selling low. I'm selling too low on you, probably your first round pick.
Yeah, I'd pass.
Yeah. If I'm crazy for wanting to play Debo or Pearsall over BTJ, yes. Both those guys are playing with backup quarterbacks. I'm just starting Brian Thomas Jr.
Mm-hmm.
If his wrist is that messed up, then why isn't he on the injury report? Like, he wasn't on the injury report last week, so you're going to come out and tell me his wrist is injured? I mean, isn't that don't teams get fine picks for that? Ridley or Kupp?
Ridley for me.
Yeah, Coleman, Kupp, or Judy. I think we like Coleman there for the upside.
Coleman, Kupp, or Judy? Yeah, Coleman for me.
What position do I address, Ethan? These ones. Put this one in the Discord because we got to go rapid fire here, and I can give you a full. Hit me up on the Discord in Coop's Corner, and I'll do a full kind of thought experiment on that one. That's a lot for rapid fire. Swift owner, do I drop Engram, Braylon Allen, Sampson, or Rodriguez to get my non-guy? You can drop
Chris Rodriguez.
Yeah. So once guys are healthy scratches at any point, it tells you a lot about them.
Yeah.
Fields is out. Should I start Tua or pick up Tyrod, Mac Jones, or Russ?
I'd stick with Tua.
Stick with 2. Those guys are DFS plays for us, but not real league plays. Do I trade Jacoby Myers for BTJ?
Yes.
Yeah,
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, immediately. C-Mac Pickens for Bucky ETN Diggs. I'm gonna stick with C-Mac and Pickens, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Fannin or Henry half PPR. Really concerning pass block numbers for Henry. I'm gonna be posting my rankings on that today. I'll probably still have Henry ahead of Fannin though.
I will too.
How you feel about Josh Jacobs this week? A little nervous about the injury, but I mean, you don't sit that guy unless you have another star. You know what I mean? Like if you have like Chuba or James Conner, then sure. But like I'm not gonna say Josh Jacobs for anybody that's not ranked like top 15 week in, week out because he's too good. And Marshawn Lloyd's never showing up. He's never gonna play.
And one thing I just want to reiterate here, Cleveland sold out completely to stop the run. All right. That they gave everything they had to stop Derrick Henry. And the Ravens put up 41 points on them still.
Right.
Okay. So they're not going to sell out to stop Josh Jacobs here because look at the weaponry that Jordan Love has. I mean, it's like, that they're putting the onus on Lamar Jackson, who has had some bad games against Cleveland in the past. So it made sense for them to do that. Take away Derrick Henry and you're good. It's not going to work like that for Green Bay.
Nope. They're going to be just fine. It's still Hampton over Harvey until we see Harvey. Harvey needs to carve out an actual role. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Like
he doesn't learn how to pass block, dude.
Yeah, he's going to learn how to pass block. Hampton, Dobbins, DJ Moore, Ridley, Diggs, Sharps. We need 1 running back and 2 flexes from this crew.
Okay. Well, DJ Moore, 100%.
Yep. Dobbins at the running back spot.
What's that?
I just got to go Dobbins at the running back spot.
Yeah. Dobbins, DJ Moore, and then Ridley for me.
Yeah, that's how I have it too.
I would go Love over Goff, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Love over Goff. Ramondre, Tony Pollard, ETN. Pick 2 of those guys.
I go ETN and Pollard here.
Yeah, Pollard is getting a ton of work. I mean, brute force volume. Pick up Tootin and dropped Pacheco. Good move?
Nope.
No, I would not have done that. Is Tucker Kraft tight end 1 overall yet? There's Dynasty Coach A, John Arrington. He loves Tucker Kraft, and Tucker Kraft is awesome. But as long as Trey McBride and Brock Bowers are around, Tucker Kraft will be the top of the next tier. Hey, look at that. WT Helium becoming a member, dude. Appreciate you, man. I wish I saw that a couple of minutes ago, but we'll move you right to the top right now. I'm really hurting on my RB room. Would you pick up Wilson for Warren plus Pickens?
Would you give up Wilson?
So giving up Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson for Jalen Warren and George Pickens?
And I would try and get one really good running back for Wilson, but I think that's a fair value.
I think that's a fair deal. I would prefer to have a better running back than Warren, but look at that depth at wide receiver. J-Mo, Neighbors, Pittman, those top 3 right there immediately allow me to make this move.
Yeah. Caleb Johnson played only 2 offensive staffs and still found a way to blow the game. Incredible on special teams.
Let's leave the rookie alone. Like everybody's sitting here shitting on this poor kid for a mistake on a fucking kickoff.
Right.
Like I don't even mean to use the language here, but come on, man. Like that is just that's abuse right there. That's not even right.
It's tough, but I mean it can't help his snap counts. I mean, I'm hoping you got to root for him. You got to root for him to bounce back. Javonte Williams or Kyron Williams in Dynasty.
I mean, I would probably go with Kyron in Dynasty just because how Sean McVay feels about him. Javonte's still working his way into the good graces of the Schottenheimer clan.
Right. When you hear people talking about Blake Corum playing a little more, what they mean is at all. Like Kyron still got 70% of the snaps in both weeks, over 70% of the snaps, which is like in this league, that's all you can ask. Njoku or Kincaid this week?
Oh, I got to ask this question also. I'm going to say Njoku because A, I don't know how much Josh Allen needs to throw in this one. And B, you tried discerning between Kincaid, Dawson Knox, Elijah Moore, Khalil Shakir. Go look at the snap count of the receivers and the tight ends over in, for Buffalo. it's like next to impossible to predict where that ball is going to go. At least Njoku is just sharing time with Fannin, and he's still seeing 50% of the snaps and targets. So I would just kind of lean on Njoku here.
Yeah, I mean,
where they have to throw.
Right. And like if you just look, the thing with the Fannin, like the wrench it's throwing in there is like if you just look at the stats and the box scores, Njoku's been fine. Right. It's like he's still running a ton of routes. He's still getting he got 5 targets last week. Like he's still getting the looks. Kincaid is getting like 4 targets a week, playing a part-time role. He's gotten the end zone target in each of the 2 weeks. He caught one, he dropped the other. So he's just like kind of middle of the pack. This is another tough one. I think I still lead Kincaid. Chig is my top DFS play this week, though, or one of my top. His usage is very good. He has a 97th percentile speed, so at some point he's going to pop. We definitely want to keep him on rosters because he's playing more than he's ever played, and he's gotten 10 targets over the first 2 weeks. But Kincaid is still just in a better offense, and I got to lean into the shootout. And the Lions do play a ton of man-to-man, and that could potentially be a good spot for Kincaid.
Okay.
So
rapid fire. Let's finish him off here, Coop.
Last couple.
20 minutes on Chig Okonkwo is not something in rapid fire.
Rapid fire. You're going rapid fire. I never said I was. Rapid fire for you. Jacob Pink. Who would you rather keep for the rest of the season? AJ Brown or Nico Collins? Need to upgrade to RB.
AJ Brown. I don't know what's going on with that passing offense yet in Houston.
Defense, Tampa Bay, KC, Indy. Tampa Bay, I think I have them ranked like 3rd or 4th this week.
Yeah, against the Jets, probably. The Kansas City against the Giants is probably going to be a fun one too, but I think Tampa Bay is probably better.
Yeah. What about Wilson for Kyron?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I would try and do. Krosky Merritt, Tootin, Henderson. Krosky Merritt, right?
Krosky Merritt.
RB1 now. All right, last question of the day from Greg Martinez. Better band to get a good trip, the Dead, Floyd, or Fish?
Well, I mean, if we're talking about the Dead right now with John Mayer, then the answer is easily Fish. If you're putting me back in time and Jerry Garcia is sitting there with the Dead, then it's a different story. So Fish is my answer here, Greg. Thank you so much.
There you have it. Fish, the final answer of the day.
HTTR, my friend.
That's right. All right. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully we got your questions. If you're catching the show after or we missed
you missed one. You missed one.
Michael Penix.
To WT Helium. You missed Tua versus Penix.
Oh, that's right, because we jumped that question. I'm going Penix this week.
I'm going Penix as well.
I like those weapons. Well, there we go. Howard Bender saving the day at the last minute. Hero. Some
heroes don't wear capes.
Yeah, he's not going to stand here and wait. So Howard Bender with his hero gloves on, saving the day at the last moment.
It's cold up here, man. It's cold up
there. All right. So thank you very much for jumping in. If we missed your questions, there's going to be one more show tonight, 7 to 8 p.m. That's going to be John and Pemba and Iggy. Get your IDP questions in definitely for Iggy. And they're going to have more injury information as well for that show. So we'll be on the Sirius XM show, 6 to 8 p.m. tonight and tomorrow. If you have questions for us, give us a call over there. So thank you very much, everybody. Shout out to our friends over at Drafters. Again, make sure you're getting signed up, fantasyalarm.com/draftersbb. If you want to draft with us on the show, get your name shouted out, especially if you win. We make sure to take care of you and put you up on the big screen there. So get set up over there. Become a member of Fantasy Alarm right now with monthly $25. Get you access to all our stuff, all our DFS picks, all of our betting picks. It'll get you essentially, if you do just the first month, the 7-day free trial is always part of it, but the first month will get you through your fantasy basketball drafts and your fantasy hockey drafts. Perfect time to become a member today. So hit that QR code on the screen or just go to fantasyalarm.com and use the promo code monthly25. That is it for us today. I will be back tomorrow with my guest Chuck Bass to talk a little FFPC. So thank you very much, folks. We are out of here.
Adios, turd nuggets.